Video games. Most people in modern day play them at home on their privately owned setups with a ton of consoles to choose from, modern and retro. With an abundance of games to choose from, it can get overwhelming narrowing down what to play. But back before Nintendo solidified the viability of a home console market with the NES, creator of Atari Nolan Bushnell sought to create a place for all ages where people would come to play state-of-the-art video games and entertainment. He envisioned a one-of-a-kind Disney sort of experience accessible to any suburbanite. Inspired by his trip to Disney's enchanted Tiki Room, Bushnell knew what he needed to make his arcade stand out from the rest. He would bring animatronic entertainment to his new brand, Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater.
By now, it's probably no surprise to anybody that we got a birthday number coming up here.
The original Pizza Time players were mechanically simple, but did a lot to bring families into what would be a successful chain across the US in the 1980s. However, while under contract, Nolan's business partner, Robert L. Brock, came across Aaron Fetcher of Creative Engineering, creator of many animatronic shows whose quality was unparalleled. Seeing the unique movements and far more expressive designs of Aaron's characters, Brock jumped at the chance to open his own rival chain, Showbiz Pizza Place, who debuted their own animatronic band, the Rockafire Explosion. Excluding a few select locations across the country that fans fought for in order to keep their animatronic bands, CEC Entertainment, which is now both Showbiz and Chuck E. Cheese after a merger in the mid-80s, has undergone a 2.0 remodel to most of their stores. With this remodel came the removal of all animatronic stages, with corporate going as far to demand that props and characters be destroyed and disposed of. The continued existences of these characters in modern day has been put at risk frequently, from concept unification, removing all Rockafire band characters and using their internal mechs to create Munch's make-believe band, wiping the Rockafire from most of the public's consciousness, to modern corporate refusing to preserve their Cyberamic and 3-stage characters in any functional way. Luckily, these two animatronic bands have touched the hearts of many people across the country with their endearing personalities and fascinating engineering. Fans have cultivated a niche but thriving community dedicated to preserving the pizza arcade animatronics of many childhoods in private collections and a few public stage shows. Fun Billiards and Game Room Superstore in Mesquite, Texas hosts a public Rockafire stage right with the characters Billy Bob, Looney Bird, and their original props. We were given the opportunity to talk to Craig, the store's owner, about his possessions.
My first experience with it was when I was a kid. My parents took me to the Showbiz Pizza in Duncanville by Redbird Mall. It blew me away. It was so much better than Chuck E. Cheese, because the Chuck E. Cheese back then was just like their upper torso, and then here it was, this whole band on 3 stages. You see their full body and they're singing and they're interacting with everybody. It was just super cool. I was really surprised people would come in and see it. I bought them just for myself because I thought it was cool. It was part of my childhood. Whenever the guy delivered it to me that I bought them from, he told me, he goes, "You know, you're gonna have fans coming from all over the US to see them." I did not expect that at all. I just thought it would kind of be something nostalgic because it was something that I grew up with as a kid, and many of our customers are kind of my same age group, that they could kind of relate to them. So that's been really enjoyable. And then I guess the other part I will say is actually building a stage that he's on now. He was used to be just on a little furniture dolly with nothing, and here it is now. We have my recreation of his stage with Looney Bird. So the basic way they work is it's all pneumatic. It runs on air. There are 2 separate valve banks for each character, and the valve banks then communicate with what are called bit strippers, which are these 2 boxes down here in the corner. He might be able to show you those. And that's the part of the modern technology that's taken away from everything on the stage is the old original 80s equipment. But the bit strippers communicate with the solenoid banks, and they're getting the signal from the wave files that sends the signals for the characters, each of their movements. The songs they play are actually WAV files, which a WAV file is typically stereo. What you're actually hearing is just one channel. You're hearing a mono audio. The other channel is actually the one that is sending the signals that have been pre-programmed to the bit strippers to tell them what solenoid banks or solenoids to move for each character.
A big part of the community in modern day is making custom shows and songs for the animatronics to sing, programming their movements with more efficient modern technology. We were able to get some footage of one of Will's custom shows, who is the stage tech for Billy and Looney. This is done in a fan-made program called Reel to Reel, which provides accurate 3D models of the animatronic characters with all the movements available to control with keyboard bindings. You can sync the characters to any audio, as well as play official corporate show tapes in the program. Reel-to-reel creations can be converted into files that can be read and understood by the real animatronics.
And what did you do?
Nothing, I was over on the bench.
But you saw what happened.
Yeah, 'cause I was over on the bench.
So you saw what happened and you did nothing.
Yeah, 'cause I was sitting over on the bench.
Let me ask you this. In Nazi Germany,
We were also able to talk to Reese, the owner of a private collection who is actively working on restoring a Studio C Chuck and Mitzi of the Rockafire explosion. Reese has themed their collection around the fun, laid-back guitarist of the Rockafire, Beach Bear, naming the room filled with Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz memorabilia, Beach Bear's Tiki Room. Thanks to the dedicated fans all across the country, this fascinating piece of video game arcade history will live on for many years to come.